Good morning. It is the last Tuesday in May. You know what that means?
What?
Nothing special.
Okay. Good to know.
But it does mean that time is like
Yeah.
moving. And how? That was a 48-month resub at tier 3 from Arpego, who got subby. Let me put this down. Congrats on the 4. Good to know we haven't broken time yet. Give it time yet. So I have some of these. There's still some of these.
There's sandwich cookies from yesterday, too.
Those are better than these.
Yeah.
But these also need to go away. I'm definitely the type of person that'll eat things because they need to go away.
Yeah, you are.
Like, that will dictate what I have for lunch or dinner. I'll be like, well, I don't really want to eat this, but this needs to go away. I'm gonna eat something. Like that, whatever. Is that why he wants to eat his friend? This needs to go away.
We went on a bike ride with Brandon, the 3 of us, the other day. And you were very hungry. And he's like, well, I'm gonna go now, so watch out.
I don't remember being super hungry. But I can believe that. Because, like, that's
all you had eaten was like a protein bar.
Oh, that's right. Two protein bars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sad my coffee is too hot to drink.
My coffee was made after yours.
Yeah.
And in a second, I'm going to drink it in front of you.
Why would you do that?
Mr. Denko says, do you want us to clap for you, Stephen? Yes. Mal can do the hot environment.
You mean like touching?
Yeah.
Like I can pick up the coffee cup, but I can't drink it. But you don't like to touch the hot coffee cup.
Oh, if there wasn't,
you can drink
if
it.
there wasn't a handle,
Yeah.
I could not touch this.
Yes.
Together, you could feed me coffee. In a world where coffee cups don't have handles.
Working food service like I have, you kind of lose some of the...
Yeah, Oh, Vagabond, I'm so glad you asked. You can get this mug and many others at stephenshop.com. I'm using this mug today because it says, let's meet back tomorrow. And I find that using this on a Tuesday or Thursday is very true because there will be a stream either Wednesday or Friday. Because tomorrow I'm continuing through Super Metroid. Chess said, the coffee cups don't have handles and this coffee must be consumed immediately and only Stephen and Mallory exists universe is a small and strange one, but I'm glad it works out. Oh, Satsy points out, wouldn't it be counterintuitive for streams happening later today? Both can exist, but yes, Mao is also streaming today.
Yes, I'm going to paint at 1.
And you played Dark Cloud 2 last night.
I did.
How was that?
Good. Brandon joined me. And, we got halfway through chapter 2.
How many chapters are in that game?
8.
But it's like...
Each one gets longer.
Yeah, I was going to say, but it like pulls some other 3, right? Where like the longer it goes...
I remember 7 being very long. Because 7 is like not only long for like the dungeon crawl, but the building of the town is real long. And he says, will Brandon join you for future ones, or is it a random guest star thing? It may be Brandon, it may be other people, it may be me by myself. In 2 weeks, I know who's going to join me.
Ooh, a secret.
You know, but...
Yeah. I think patrons know. Patrons may not even remember that they know. Let me go check, see if patrons know.
Vegapon says, yeah, we know.
Yeah, patrons know. Yeah, if you continue to work through Dark Cloud 2, because it's a pretty long game,
Yeah.
there'll probably be some Mondays where I show up.
Yeah.
I might only be here for like part of it.
Yeah.
I might show up for like an hour, you know. So having the buttons where you can swap between single player and multiplayer, I could show up. Anything can happen.
Keppo, come here. Stephen will show up to rearrange Mal's inventory. Yeah, I need my inventory rearranged.
I'm good at it. I can make it happen. We got 55 months from NG Bin, 44 months from Colton KP, 47 from Nunchoos, 20 from Belladonna Prince, 66 from Cosmic Searle, 50 from Hiss Ranger, 19 from Silver Cates, 26 from Potato Chips What, 27 from NJC5, 66 from Incarnado 95, 34 months from Sharkstole, 47 from Leafy Invis, 14 months from Strawberry Hearts, 3 months from Miss Magic Chris, 69 months, nice, at Tier 2, Gold Toast for Drek. Nice. 45 months from Super Thingamabob, 51 months from Mr. Squidpuss, 26 from Omega Sam Art, 15 from ZFan86, 50 months from Pete Cal, 62 from Wildfire972, 20 from Apollonius, 100 bits from Fossix, 15 months from Pastry Bear Plays, 3 months from A Wild Sarah TV, and 12 months from Miss Mace Windu. Congrats on 1. I read the alerts. No, don't. Child, you want lap?
Yes.
Child, come lap. Come here. Hi. Good boy. You come up here?
Come here.
Do it willingly, or I'm going to pick you up.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick you up. He definitely, like, looked at it for a sec and was like,
Hi.
well, yeah, that's a lap I could sit on. And then he turned around and I was like, incorrect. Hi, little guy. So, an interesting thing, and I'm curious to hear if other cat owners have this experience, or pet owners, it doesn't have to be cats. Kepler kind of goes through phases of, like, sleeping on the bed and not sleeping on the bed. And just recently it occurred to me that maybe it's not phases. Maybe it's the comforter. Because Mao and I have 2 different comforters that we have for the bed. One of them is like a summertime comforter. It's a lot lighter, a lot thinner. And Cap hasn't been on the bed in like a while. And we switched to the summertime comforter like a week or so ago.
I did it while you were in Myrtle Beach.
And like that, he immediately was on the bed. And has been on the bed every single night. So now I'm like, oh, it must be the comforter.
Well, we've always known that when he gets tired of a place, if we wash it, then he's like, he'll use it again.
It like resets it for him.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I don't know if that's it. Like, I don't know if like the other comforter was, dirty.
Well, it's clean now and it's in the closet.
So what we'll have to try and remember is that when we get to winter and we swap back to the heavier one, if he starts sleeping on the bed again.
I think he will.
So you think it's... So and that also means that after a period of time this summer, he'll stop sleeping on the bed.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, well, we will find out. Won't we? We'll see if you like that. He used to sleep... I had a chair in my office that had like some of his bedding on it. I called it his helper chair. He used to sleep there. And then at some point, he just stopped sleeping there and was like, I will sleep on your lap. And he didn't sleep in the chair anymore. And then at some point, I think we gave that chair, or let Chaz and Jeff borrow that chair. So that chair's not even in my office anymore. The bedding is just on the floor, but it didn't matter because he wasn't using it. So, yeah, he stopped helping. There's no more helping. So instead, he just comes and sleeps in my lap. And that's fine. It's probably giving me, some level of back problem, but it's fine. He lost chair privileges. Morning, Haley. Yeah, I mean, I would prefer him to be in the chair, but there was a period of 2 months where he would jump in my lap, and then I would move him to the chair, hey, why not the chair? And then he would immediately just jump on the ground, sit there for a minute, and then jump back in my lap. And I'm like, okay, so he just wants to sleep in my lap. I guess I provide a warmth that the chair isn't providing.
His body doesn't have to work as hard to stay warm.
Yeah, that's true. Haley says, see, I just have a dog that's just too big to comfortably lap. That's my trick.
Kiki.
And between our laps, Kep prefers my lap.
Yeah.
But it's also because my lap big.
He also sleeps on you at night.
Yeah. Man, so because he's back on the bed, I'm having some fun sleep issues again that I haven't thought about in a while. Because my body gets contorted. When he's not on the bed, I can toss and turn freely. When he is on the bed, I go to toss or turn, and then I'm in a half asleep state, and I can feel that he's between my legs in a way that I can't flip. So then I'm just okay, and then I go back to sleep. So I don't know. It's gonna be a summer of stretches to try and prevent problems. Vagamon says get a bigger bed. That won't solve anything. Because he's like a little heat-seeking crotch missile. It wouldn't matter if we had an Alaskan king. He's just gonna find his way to my legs. That's where the warmth is. But it would be neat to have an Alaskan king. I don't know it would do me any good.
No. It wouldn't.
We could both starfish, and I just hit the mic. We could both starfish. That would be neat.
Wow, neat. We bought this large bed and had to buy specialty sheets and blankets.
That's the worst part, right?
Wow.
That's the worst part. Is that if you want sheets, they're $1 jillion.
Yeah, he would just follow you wherever you move to.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where I am. I know. Attached at the hip. He's a good guy, though. At least you can alpha pose while you sleep in the Alaskan. Let me read some more alerts. We got 31 months from Casper Stone Nature, 100 bits from Storms 002, 51 months from Dynamo Coda, 17 months from Jams on Twitch, 300 bits from Satsy, it says, toe update. The bruising is going down, but the top is a sharp mess, so that's still a concern. Probably going to splint it with the neighbor toe again if I want to get the reimbursement going, which means travel. I should always wear slippers. Good luck on the continued toe healing. Toes can be Toes can be kind of wild, right? Because sometimes, depending on like how you break a toe, even the doctor's like, yeah.
Well, from what I understand, it's just mostly like buddy tape it and be careful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do. We've got... It's your third time I've broken a toe? Oh no. You need like steel toe boots. And then for around the house, steel toe slippers. That feels like Tiny Eddie getting into like apparel. Tiny Eddie presents steel toe slippers. I think there's a market for that, maybe. Possibly. Not the first person to suggest that. We got 30 months from Nintendo Nitwit, 100 bits from CJ47, 510 bits from Anise, who says, shout out to the Discord beans who taught me that Planet Zoo exists. It is very fun. Also, I wonder if this bird is in the game. What's Planet... So Planet Zoo, real quick, just so there's a sanity check for me. Planet Zoo, is that made by the same people that make Planet Coaster? Like, did they do Planet Coaster and then make Planet Zoo, or is it just a completely different thing? Yep, and I think so, and yes. Okay. I haven't played Planet Zoo. I might have a key for it. But I played Planet Coaster when they released it, and Planet Coaster, very fun. Planet Coaster, modern day roller coaster tycoon.
I tried Planet Coaster, but I was getting confused.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember why.
You probably hadn't been playing it very long.
Probably.
I'm sure you would figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked it. There's so many of those games that, like, I play them and I'm like, oh, this is fun. I don't have time to do this.
Yeah.
But it's the sort of thing that I could tell I would really like. I played a lot of Roller Coaster Tycoon as a child. A lot of the first one, but then also the second one. And then I remember I bought the third one and my computer could not run that well. So it was like watching a slideshow. Still played it. Just wasn't as enjoyable. Also 56 months from Paint Chipper. Thank you. When you're a kid, I think your tolerance for that sort of thing is higher.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a kid thing or if it's just like a modern day technology thing. Because now, like, we're all aware of frame rates and we've seen, like, different hardware do different things.
When I dealt with that, it was also a time when you had to wait for an image to load on the internet. Line by line by line. And then it would go and it would
That's true.
get clear line by line.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, so maybe we were just, like... We had the predisposition of, like, expecting that to some degree. Yeah. Yeah.
There were times I remember I would try and load a web page, and while that was going on, I'd go and have a different one already opened. So I'd be, like, multitasking back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Relude says, I can't tell what the difference between high frame rates is, but I can tell you not to go to Lag Lake in Pokemon Violet. It's, every once in a while I hear people talking about they don't know the difference between frame rates, and I think it's maybe a thing where if they're just sitting around thinking of frame rates, that's hard for them. I feel like if you were to put two things next to each other, like play one and then play the other, I think that it's a little more obvious to some degree. And I know that there will be like some PC gamers that won't love this. I feel like as long as you're staying 30 frames or above, it's generally like a playable experience. And there's some people that really have a hard time seeing the difference between 30 and 60, but they can see the difference between 20 and 30, right? Like if you play Ocarina of Time, that entire game runs at 20 FPS, which is jarring. It's actually very wild to go back and play Ocarina of Time. You can do it, but after playing like games in a modern time, you're like, oh, something's wrong. Something's wrong here. But yeah, I don't know. I also am coming from the perspective of a console gamer, because we have console games. It's nice to play stuff on the computer and be like, oh, this runs at 60, or this runs at 120, or it runs at whatever. But I play so many games at 30 FPS that I'm not gonna die on a 60 FPS hill, basically. Vagamon says, wait until you start seeing stuff run at 120 to 165. It's so different. I'll trust you. I remember the first time I ever saw like a high frame rate device.
Yeah.
Was we were visiting Chaz and Jeff in Indiana. And, you know, Jeff was always reviewing PC hardware. And he's like, come in here and play Doom 2016. I don't know, whatever the latest Doom was. The one before Eternal. And it was running at, I think, like, either 120 or 144. And I was just like, yeah. Like, yeah, it's smoother. It's a little hard to notice sometimes, but yeah, it's smoother. Like I have the computer I have in there will play. The monitor will go up to 144, so it's a 4K 144 hertz monitor, and I've played like Halo Infinite at 4K 120, and like, do you notice it? Yes, but is it as big of a jump as 30 to 60? I don't feel like it is. Like, once you get to 60, like, things are pretty smooth. Is 120 more smooth? I mean, yeah, it is. But is it as noticeable as the 30 to 60 jump? I don't think so. I mean, I'm speaking personally, but, like, I don't think so. It's helpful, but it's not a big deal. The thing that's nice is that we are slowly getting to that technology just being more accessible and available. Like, if you're buying a PC monitor today and you're not getting something that's 4K, you're getting like a 1080 screen, there's a high probability you're going to get something with a high frame rate. And it's not going to be very expensive. And that's cool. So it's starting to become the norm. Like the PS5 and the Xbox, whatever it's called, they can play things at higher frame rates. So the Switch 2 Pro Ultra DS with Funky Kong will probably be able to also play something at a high frame rate. We'll find out. Bagnuts' phones run at 120 now. Yeah. At first I was like, do they? And then I'm like, yeah, the iPhone 15 runs at 120. It's variable refresh, right? So it can change between anywhere between 1 and 120. And when I first got the phone, because the other phone was 60, when I first got the phone, I was like, wow. And that lasted for half of one day. And then my brain immediately forgot that it was a thing. And when I go back and use other people's phones, I do not notice it. So I noticed it when I got there for like 2 or 3 hours. And then I never noticed it again. So we get 500 bits from Vendor the Joe. It says, good morning, grandparents. I got a rude awakening this morning with sirens and tornado warnings. Everything's calmed down now, but adrenaline is still high.
They are scary and not fun.
Good vibes. I hope that you are able to... You say everything's calmed down. Everything's calmed down except you, so I hope that you'll be able to calm down too. That's not a good way to, like...
Yeah.
Go wake up. Not a super fun way to wake up. Hope that things can calm down a little bit. So what have we been up to over the weekend? I mean, obviously you played Dark Cloud 2.
We had everyone over yesterday.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did like a little like Memorial Day lunch thing.
Yep.
Mal made her
Ham and cheese sliders.
ham and cheese sliders.
It's been a while since I made those. I forgot how good they are.
They're so good.
Yeah.
And they're not terribly difficult to
No, they're
to make.
super easy.
And then Brandon was in charge of dessert.
Yep.
And Brandon followed your recipe for the...
Sandwich cookies?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They were very, very good. And he says, wait, everyone was actually home for once?
Josh isn't here.
Yeah, Josh was either in Houston or Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I don't know, one of the two. Or maybe
Maybe he was in...
traveling from one to the
yeah.
other. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun to have everyone over for a bit.
Yeah.
People watched
Haley
the
made
movie.
a salad. Chaz made green beans.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Y'all watched Mystery Science Theater?
We did. We were gonna watch a specific one, and then there was one that has a similar name on the same season, and Chaz clicked the wrong one.
Yeah.
Chaz says, I made an oops. So we watched the other one, and it was very bad.
Haley says, then I got sleepy and went home and went to bed. Yeah, I didn't...
I took a nap after.
Yeah, I didn't watch the movie because I was in work groove. So after lunch, I went back to getting stuff done. Mm-hmm. And I've actually had an immense amount of luck getting things accomplished. Mm-hmm. Like there's 3 vlogs scheduled for today and 3 for tomorrow, maybe? I don't know. There's like a lot. So that's good. I'm trying to get caught up to the best of my ability. And mail is out. I mean, that really has less to do with me, more to do with Dan. So things are happening, which is good. I'm also... let me make sure that I won't regret announcing this. I think I can announce this.
Okay.
Thursday, after breakfast stream, we will be watching Fan Favorites 2023.
Neat.
And now that I've made that announcement, I must make it happen. Dan has it edited, but I always go through it and see if there's anything I want to change or tighten up or whatever. So, yeah, Thursday after breakfast stream. It'll be on YouTube and we'll watch it. Yeah. Breakfast favorites when? Breakfast favorites at some point. Fan favorites is more important, but we'll get to breakfast favorites when we can. But yeah, I haven't even watched it yet. I got it in the timeline last night before I went to bed. Haley says, but what moments in 2023 were memorable? I don't know. I'm looking forward to finding out.
You have to be told.
Yeah, I mean, they're voted on by viewers. Mm-hmm. And then Dan puts it together, and then I watch it, and I remember what 2023 was. Just as it feels like something happened in 2023.
Yeah,
Can't
like
remember,
December
though.
27th?
So, yeah. That'll be fun to revisit. What if Dan puts together a video that has nothing in it? Then it won't take long to watch. So yeah, I've been working on vlogs, but I have to switch gears now to get fan favorites done. But I'll do that largely today. Legally for tax purposes, nothing happened on December 27th. Yeah, as I recall, anything that happened occurred just at midnight as we swapped into the new year.
I mean, I'm sure there's an extra life moment in fan favorites.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
I don't... Like, there's times where in my head I'm like, oh, well, this will be included.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's not... Well, you know what it is? A lot of times people don't put in things that aren't funny. So, like, sometimes there's been times where, like, Dana would at fan favorites, and I'll get fan favorites, and I'll be like, there's nothing from... Like, there'll be something memorable in our lives, but it's not in there because people are, like, recommending, like, funny things. And I'm like, oh, but there was a sweet thing, you know, that happened, or a wholesome thing. And then if I remember, I'll be like, oh, well, let's get that sweet, wholesome thing in there.
Yeah.
So then we'll try and put it in. There's also times where we just straight up don't remember to put something in. Yeah, Haley, remember when that traumatic thing happened? Favorite! Yeah, like one of the best examples for this is the Deal or No Deal Nintendo DS moment. Not in a fan favorites. Was it requested? Yes. Did Dan forget? Yes. Did I forget? Yes. It came out, and then everyone was like, why is this not in here? And me and Dan were both like,
huh.
Oh. Oops. So, like, that sort of thing can also just happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. It's fine. It's fine. Not like that was probably the most memorable thing that happened whatever year that was. And it's like, oh, well, oops. Anyway, we're doing the best we can. We got 21 months from Red Hero 15. 25 months from Morton Zero. 300 bits from Screaming Salad Radishes, who says, I got my 5 teeth out on Monday, but the next day I had an ER visit due to chest pain. Turns out I have pancreatitis caused by gallstones and might need to have more surgery. I'll find out tomorrow. Please give me all the good vibes you can. Good vibes. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, getting the teeth out is a whole thing on its own. And then to be like, something is wrong. And finding out that you've got all this other stuff. That, yeah, good vibes. I hope that there's as easy of a path forward for you as possible. The one good thing is you say you'll find out tomorrow, and that's good. One of the worst feelings is to not have information. And sometimes the information that you get is not the information that you want, but I would rather have that information than to just wonder, you know? Yeah. So I'm glad that you at least get some information, but good vibes regardless, because that's a lot. That's a whole lot.
Big cat yawn.
Hi. I see that once I put you on my lap, the honoriness stopped.
That's all he wanted.
That's all you needed. But you didn't know you needed it, because you weren't going to jump up here on your own.
No. There's many things Kepler does not know.
The alphabet.
Yeah.
Just like his dad. He's doing the best he can. Haley, Betty doesn't even know how to do taxes.
He's CEO. He doesn't need to know. He just hires people for that. Right?
In fairness, who knows how to do taxes? Haley says, Leica did our taxes this year. Oh, okay, well, you might be getting a letter. Woof.
John says, I do. You talk to someone else.
That's
Good morning, John.
Good morning, John. That's the secret. If you want to do taxes, talk to a tax person. Yeah. And yeah, it's true. Other countries don't make their citizens do their own taxes. It's fine. We're fine.
Brandon says, you gotta have a guy.
It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. Our taxes are done? Maybe, I don't know.
You should maybe ask someone about that. Ask that person
I mean,
about that.
they were like, they filed an extension or whatever.
They-
I don't know. It's very much not my problem.
Yeah.
Unless it somehow becomes my problem, it's very much not my problem. I'll find out at some point. At some point. Our taxes are complicated. Because I don't have, like, a real job.
Careful.
Do you get it? Do you need help?
Haley said, look, Leica's working as fast as she can.
Brandon, Steven, you don't need extensions. Your hair looks great.
He just had a haircut.
I did just have a haircut. I need a haircut.
Oh, John, they're kicking you out of your hotel? You don't have to go home. You can come here.
Yeah, just come here.
Yeah.
We have a guest bed.
He's mad at you.
We have
He moved
Kepler.
to me.
I think he just gets too warm.
Then why would he go over to someone else who is warm?
Well, he's built up the body heat.
Okay.
The body heat's all built up. And then he's like, now I need a cool...
Just come to Raleigh, Josh. Never seen. Just take Josh's bed.
It's true. Josh isn't here half the time anyway. You can just use his room. Josh is coming back someday, though.
Yeah.
You know. I would love to, but I miss my wife, and she misses me going out to get the cat. That is one thing that I don't have to think about.
Yeah.
Cat always inside. Don't have to go find cat. I mean, sometimes I have to find cat, but I'm finding cat inside house.
Yeah.
Much easier than finding cat
It's more
outside
like,
of house.
is cat upstairs or downstairs?
Yeah.
And cat rarely hides.
Cat basically never hides.
Yeah.
You just have to sometimes find cat. You can find cat if you walk around house and shake treat bag. You shouldn't have to, like, wait too
Oh,
long.
he loved new birthday treat bag.
Birthday flavor.
Birthday flavor.
You know, that famous flavor. Birthday. I mean, if I think, like, in human terms of what birthday tastes like, that's funfetti.
Yeah. It's a vanilla cake.
That's a vanilla funfetti thing. God.
I do want to make funfetti sandwich cookies with rainbow chip frosting.
Okay.
But not right now, because we still have sandwich cookies. That we probably should have sent with the person who made them.
Sorry, I'm trying to get over birth flavor and taste of placenta. We had 1,600 bits from Gold Lighting. It says, when will the disc-only members break into your house? I mean, one did. Just waiting on the other two. Figured it's just a matter of time.
Put 4 in a container and keep the rest. How many are there left?
How many are there?
I don't know.
John says I'm working on it. It doesn't sound like you are. We just had this conversation, and you're like, no, I gotta go home to find the cat. We have cat here. You can find him.
He's right here.
He's easier to find.
You wave?
Oh, he really loves that. No one, yeah. Oh, now he's, okay.
Hi. It's snuggle time.
It's a good music for this. And he doesn't seem to care, does he?
Nope, he doesn't.
So Kep doesn't like to be held in the air. However, if you are seated, he does seem to be okay with it. Like, you can hold him
Like this.
like upright, and if you're seated, he's okay with it. So it has something to do with, like, being in the air. He is kind of chilling. I'm sure
in a minute he'll be done, and I'll
Yeah.
let him go.
his kitty timer will run out.
Yeah.
But for right now, he is just relaxing. Intelligent says, "Do you like being held up in the air?" I guess not.
You eat me?
We got 62 months from Sudabite, and 69, nice, from LHMS 1704. So glad people are hitting 69. Finally, it's happening. The day has arrived.
Is he falling asleep?
I mean,
His eyes are mostly closed.
he does seem kind of relaxed. So, like, maybe? He does kind of look like he's falling asleep. Hi, pal. Little guy. Spy Moose says, I'd be impressed if someone held Steven in the air.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I like to be held.
No one can.
No one can.
That's so sad.
Oh, that is sad, isn't it? That's kind of sad. I've never thought about it. I've never had a reason to think about it and be sad, and now I'm sad. If only I was friends with Shaquille O'Neal. I think Shaquille O'Neal could probably...
I feel like
Hold
someone's
me.
tried to Kahlo. Tyler might have tried to lift you at some point.
Yeah, well, being lifted by someone and being cradled in the arms of someone is, very different. John says we could get Sab to try. I don't think that's gonna work out, to be honest. I'm trying to think if there's anyone who could do this, and I'm thinking no.
No.
No, I don't think there is. Yeah, I guess if someone was seated, that's different. I can crawl, but then I could just crawl up in your lap. That's not the same as being held while standing. Yeah, I'd need a group lift. There would need to be multiple people involved.
Any sumo wrestler friends? I wish.
Not until Thomas starts his journey.
Yeah. I'd be friends with Tobizaru.
Yeah. If we could get two people to hold me, then that could work. They would have to ideally be the same height. Ernie says, I have army guys that could make this happen. Okay, well this is something that we can work towards. So long. 1600 bits from Shy. It says 16.9. That is one thing that we don't have. We don't have a 6900 bit alert. I don't know what it would be, but we don't have it. Too hot for Twitch.tuflu. My default response when I say too hot for is starman.net, and I had to stop myself because I was like, too hot for starman.net, and I forgot that I'm not 14.
Yeah.
It's just the automatic.
That comes out.
It comes out. Sometimes it's just, wherever you grew up.
Starman.net.
Starman.net. We had 43 months from Jay Lineback. Jay Lineback, thank you. Did you see the Lego Zelda announcement? No. I'm going to Google it right this second. Lego
This is a happy cat.
Zelda.
He is so happy.
The Legend of Zelda Great Deku Tree officially announced. Neat.
Jesse? You have to hold it closer. I
Yeah,
have this
I know.
cat.
There's
wow.
there's
Neat.
gonna be a great Deku tree.
Neat.
And it's yeah, it's like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom themed. It has Hestu in it. As Link and Zelda.
Neville Anna says, I know there was Lego Animal Crossing recently. This is news to me. I have one of the ones. Dan gave it to me for my birthday. And it has a lot of cool hidden stuff in it.
There's...
Find all 1,000 Legos scattered throughout your living room.
I was like, have there been other Lego Zelda things before? Because this thing came up on Amazon, but this is Building Boat.
There.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, there's Lego everything. Right? There's Lego everything. So this must have been the first Zelda Lego. Because this other thing I'm looking at, even though it looks like Lego, is not Lego. It is Horse Stable Building Model Kit Game Scene Hyrule Horsehead Station Yurt Tent Rooftop Building Toy Game Scene Collectible Gifts Construction Toys for Adults or Fans.
John says the question mark block was fun to build.
So Renee actually sent me
The TV,
the
NES one?
the NES Lego kit, and it's still sitting
in
in
tabletop
the
stream?
tabletop room because at some point I would like to dedicate. I don't know how many streams it would take. I guess more than one. Dedicate a stream or two or whatever to building it because I think that would be fun. I haven't made the time to do that yet, but it's something that's still on my mind. And anytime I am in that room, I see it, so I continually remember it. And he says, I almost got him to block. The NES is very cool. They never made a Super NES.
No.
Probably at some point. Everyone's like, because like the nostalgia is moving
Renee
forward.
says, so I'm like they're haunting you.
Kind of. A little bit. John says, give it time. Yeah, I mean, as we move forward, you know, the kids that grew up with Lego are old enough to have kids, and then they are putting together Legos and whatever system they had as a kid that is of memory, then they want to build that. So at some point, you know, they will probably do some other things. I think like a Game Boy would be really neat, honestly. That wouldn't be like a super big kit, but just to have like a Lego Game Boy on the shelf, that seems like it would be pretty neat. GameCube makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah.
I feel like now is the time to make a GameCube Lego set because GameCube
They only made NES. They have to do
I know.
Super NES.
Maybe.
And N64.
Because I feel like if you were to ask me right now, like, what's the most popular system from like a historic, like retro setting, like it's GameCube. It's GameCube. I'm curious what John would say, since John also collects video games. But my opinion is that it's GameCube, and it's not even close. Like GameCube is the system that everything has shot up in value.
Game Boy.
Game Boy. See, as someone that doesn't collect Game Boy games at all, that is definitely a market that I don't know anything about. I like Game Boy games, but it has always it's always felt like there's too many of them. Oh, John says, "Oh wait, you mean for collecting?" Yeah, GameCube. Okay. Yeah. The values and everything of GameCube games have exploded. Like by too much. It's fine. When I was back in Myrtle Beach, at Player's Choice, and I was just looking at like game prices and stuff, I was just like,
yeah,
cool, neat. Player's Choice actually still has some stuff, like some pretty good prices on stuff, because I've been to some local game stores and compared that to
Player's Choice.
Yeah, and there's still some pretty good prices there. So
I hope you hugged Roland.
I did hug Roland. I did.
And he immediately gave you a hard time about everything.
I didn't hug him at the store. I was at the store for a bit, and then I went home, and he brought Dan home, because Dan went with me to Myrtle Beach. And whenever he brought Dan home, he stopped in, and we like chatted for like an hour in my parents' living room. I hugged him before he left there. So, yeah, it was nice to get back home for a little bit. So, God, he's very relaxed.
He's so happy.
He's
a good kitty.
Too off camera for anyone to see, but what a very relaxed
You can kind of
boy.
see. There's an ear.
You can see the ear. Hugged Roland, and then he gave you some PS2 games. He's still trying to get me to collect PS2. It's not. Yeah, John, do not collect PS2. I don't want to collect PS2. It's not a system that I want to collect. I just he's like, listen. He's like, you already, because one of the systems that I'm trying to work on slowly over the course of my life is I want to get the rest of the Super Nintendo carts. And Roland's like, what do you have more of? PS2 games or Super Nintendo games? And I was like, PS2. He's like,
what about percentage of collection?
Ooh, yeah. If it's a percentage, then it's super different. Yeah. John says, also do not collect all of Super Nintendo. John, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. I have, like... I don't know. As someone who has 7 carts left, do not do it. I'm not listening to you. I think we have... It's like over a quarter. Maybe a third of the Super Nintendo games. I'm not in a rush.
John's right. Don't tell me what to do fast.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Like, I really don't buy a lot of, like, Super Nintendo games. If you want to buy mine, then yes, buy them all.
I'm curious which 7 you're missing, John.
Yeah, what, John, do you know which 7 you're missing? I'm curious. I remember when you were finishing NES and that list. So if you know, put it in chat because I want to find out. Yeah, when we were collecting like N64 and GameCube and Wii and Wii U, like it was like we were very hell-bent on collecting things very quickly because we were doing it for Extra Life. Mm-hmm. That's not how I'm approaching Super Nintendo. Like, when I say the rest of my life, I really mean the rest of my life. I'm like, I'm not in a rush. Every once in a while we'll be at the game store and I'll see something that I don't have that is cheap, and I'll pick that up. And every once in a while I'll have like some trading credit with Roland and I'll get something that might be like a little more expensive. And then I'm meandering. I'm not like, I gotta get them. I'm like, I don't know. Like, if it takes me 30 more years, like, that's fine. I don't care. But that would be nice to do. I have all of the games for the systems. It would be nice to go back one and do Super Nintendo. Yeah. I don't want NES. It's too much trouble. Every once in a while, there's a demon inside my brain that's like, how many Switch games could there be? And then every other part of my brain's like, a lot, actually. Like, an impossible amount. What are you doing? And then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It's like, I think Switch might have the biggest library of any system. I'm not...
If you start collecting Switch games, I'm taking all control of finances.
good plan.
Sorry, I dropped my arm, and he was using it to support his body. International Superstar Soccer, Ren and Stimpy Buckaroos, Time Tracks, F1 Pole Position, College Football 97, and Steel Talons.
Is,
Competition card on there?
He must have the competition cards. Unless you don't want the competition cards. I don't know if you have Donkey Kong and Star Fox. The one that sticks out is College Football 97. I'm like, is that a valuable sports game? College Football 97. Is a $9 Super Nintendo game.
I don't hate myself that much.
Okay, so you don't have an interest in that. Yeah, Chaz has a Donkey Kong Country competition card. It's interesting. Yeah, so you're missing just a $9 Super Nintendo game. Alright. Let me see if I have this. College football.
Chess says, it's only $35, guys. Just send in your power stamps. John says, remember, I live in Canada.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I don't have it anyway. And you're missing Buckaroos. There's several Ren and Stimpy games. Yeah, it's always interesting because I've had this experience now several times where like you're collecting games for a system, and the ones that you're missing at the end, people would assume that they're like the really expensive ones or really rare ones, and that's actually not usually the case. I have found personally, like it'll usually be like the last things that I'm missing are, there might be one rare or valuable game, but then there will be other ones that are like how have I not found this? Like, I don't know. For whatever reason, you just haven't stumbled across it. Aaron the Baron says the rare ones are the ones people actually want to sell. That's a good way of thinking about it. Sports titles are weird, though, because if you find a store that like is just trying to get rid of all their sports titles, usually there's stacks and stacks. But yeah, if John lives in Canada, finding the Football USA 97 could be a little difficult. I'll keep my eyes peeled. The other ones I don't know if I can find, but that one I can probably find. Probably. John, you need to just come visit.
Yep.
Because we can drive over to Charlotte, and there's so many game stores. So many game stores in Charlotte. John says I want to. Okay, well, just
do it.
Do it. Come on, do it. I haven't been over there and looked at all their stores in a long time, but
I didn't think you wanted me after a 4-day con.
I mean, you would shower, it's fine.
We have a washing machine. You all play a dangerous game? I mean...
Oh. I don't know. Well, it depends how, like, yeah, okay. Mal and I have had this conversation. We have some friends in our lives who, when they go to any convention, they just get sick.
Yeah, it seems like they always get sick.
And then we have other friends that just don't seem to get sick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If you're the type of person that seems to always get sick after a con, then yeah, I guess go home. Go home. That's not something that tends to happen to us. I mean, we haven't been to cons in a while, but even when we were going, we usually escaped unscathed, so. Everyone's immune system is different, and that can suck a lot.
What, baby?
We just got feet up in here. John says, a master most of the con had the mask off during throwing controllers and signings/photos. You're probably fine.
Yeah.
You're probably fine. Probably. I don't know. Go home and find out.
You see this?
Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Toes, toes, toes. Toes, toes, toes. Toes, 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 toes. Oh, now you want me to go? Or come here, I don't care. Leave a guest room. Show up. It doesn't matter to me. Oh, I should do this. Before I forget. We had 64 months from Lunar Pearl and 25 months from Llama's Attacks. And you may have already seen that there's a vlog out. It's 10 o'clock. Like I said before, I've got several vlogs today that are already scheduled. This is the first of 3. But the other thing that you need to know is that Mao is streaming at 1.
I am painting at 1.
Mao's going to be painting at twitch.tv/MaoMakes. That's in.
I'm starting a new painting.
That's in 3 hours from now. Yeah, so you're still working on your little series of...
Time of day.
Redoing...
Recreating college drawings. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's neat. That'll be happening in 3 hours. And Intelligent One says, then Metroid tomorrow. Then Metroid tomorrow. Actually, I didn't tell Chaz. I'm going to tell him live.
Hi, Chaz.
Hi, Chaz. I dug through my Nintendo Power and found this one. This is, which one is this? 57. This is issue 57 of Nintendo Power. And it has the first issue of the Super Metroid comic in it. And I thought it might be fun to look at. I don't know if Chaz can find a digital version of that to show on screen or not. Maybe. Not now, but like for tomorrow. But I thought it might be fun to look at. I don't think I'm going to look at like all of them, because I think it's a 5 or 6 part thing. Probably just look at the first one, because my Nintendo Powers are not in order, and finding several more issues is like, I don't want to do that. That's hard.
Okay, we're done on our back.
This issue's in really good shape.
It's Thomas's.
Yeah. Well, Thomas has got... It's not Thomas's. It's Thomas's brothers.
Oh, yeah.
And some of those are in good shape, and some of them are in bad shape. I also have a lot of Nintendo Power from Chaz, and Chaz's are in really good condition, too. And then, like, all of the ones that I had as a kid are, like, completely perfect, because I would carefully read it, and then it went up on the shelf and stayed there for 20 years and never moved, so... Yeah. Someday, this will all be, like, on a shelf together, and that'll be nice. What's the... Oh, that's cool. So the poster in the Nintendo Power of that month was Super Metroid. So that's very, very cool. Anyway.
You found it.
We'll look at that tomorrow.
That's the poster.
That was fast. That was very fast. Jeez. So inside is this poster. 4 seconds later. This poster? Vagabond says, we've had this ready since last week. What? Turn a page. Wash your hands. Anyway, so yeah, we'll be looking at that tomorrow. And yeah, Super Metroid tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's fun. I'm definitely missing some things, but I haven't opened the player's guide yet, and I'm going to try and mostly avoid that. Maybe near the end of the game, I might open it up and try to get some things I've missed. But yeah, it's fun to finally experience a classic, extremely well-loved video game. So, continue working through that tomorrow. And that's it.
That's it.
That's it. Go watch the vlog. There'll be other vlogs scheduled throughout the day. And Mao will be here in 3 hours for painting. Mm-hmm. Well, not here.
My channel.
Your channel. Mm-hmm. Which is in that room over there. A different room of the house.
Yes.
There are so many rooms of the house dedicated to streaming. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's a normal human house.